So this is Randy from Beagle Bay Knotworks. So we're going to do a video of our Fender fob keychain that we do in a class. And sometimes it's a little easier to watch it on a video than try to look at it at a classroom. So I thought I would run through it right now for you. So you're going to start out with 2 lengths of cord. 3 feet each, and what you're going to do is on one of those pieces you're going to go ahead and center the cord, and we're going to lay out an S in front of us with that piece of cord in the center. Okay, and then we're going to take our other piece of cord and we're going to lay that across that S after you middle it. That's an important step. That way you know you have enough cord. Okay? The next step is to take one end of that cord that you just laid on top, and what we're going to do is we're going to go under, and then up through this loop right here and over this. So let me show you here. Under, and up through the loop like that. Just like that. And then we're going to take the other end of the cord and we're going to go under, and up through here. So essentially, you should have something that looks kind of like that. Okay? And at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to try to tighten these up a little bit. So we're just going to tighten. And it works best if you just do one at a time when you get up close like that. That way it stays tight. When you go like this back and forth, it doesn't necessarily stay snug. You're kind of pulling it loose each time. So you should have something that looks like that. And we're going to take, at this point, we're going to take a ring and we're going to slide it. We're going to separate it and slide it over this little piece right here. And you can do this before you actually tie the knot, but sometimes it gets in the way. That's why I do it afterwards. Okay, so then we're going to flip it over. So you should be looking at a little knot that looks like a square. Okay, so that's the start of your crown. So what we're going to do is we're going to crown knots on top of that. So it's going to grow, okay? And we're just going to keep tying the same knot. And each time you want to continue to go the same direction, okay? So we like to say the points of a clock. So we have 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, okay? We're going to start at 6. We're going to take 6. We're going to go over 9. We're going to take 9, the one that we haven't touched yet, and we're going to go over noon, 12 o'clock. And then we're going to take 12, and we're going to go over 3. And then we're going to take 3. We're going to go over 6, and we're going to go through the little loop there that we've created. So what you got is something look like that. Does that look familiar? That's the same thing that we had when we did the S. So now we're going to tighten it up. So this process takes a minute because you're going to take your time, and we're looking for that little square, and you can see it's starting to take shape there. So once you get to a certain point, you have to start just doing one at a time. And once you start doing one, it'll kind of hold itself together. Okay? So let's do that again. 6 over 9, 9 over 12, 12 over 3, 3 over 6, and through the little loop. See there? Okay, and we're going to tighten that up, and we're going to stack another one on top of that. Back and forth, back and forth. And this is just simple over one crowning, is all this is. Simple over one crowning. Your little square. Let's do it one more time. 6 over 9, 9 over 12, 12 over 3, 3 over 6. This is 6, and through the little loop. See there? Then we're going to tighten it up. And this is the hardest part, just getting it nice and even. It doesn't have to be real tight, it just has to be even. With these not the fancy work, it's all about the tension. It doesn't have to be real hard to look good. Okay, so there's another one. So let me do a few of these, and then we'll go to the next step. Just a second. Okay, so I've done several crowns here, and just a couple other things that I thought about as we're doing it. Once you get to a certain point, you're not going to be able to lay it down. Okay, it's going to lay sideways like that. So you want to make sure you continue the same type of pattern that you were doing when you started. In our case, we were going clockwise. Okay, and once you get kind of a few of these under your belt, you can get kind of fancy, and you can just go kind of tight with them. That way you don't have as much loose stuff to gather up, and you can just do that kind of tight. And then it's not quite as hard to tighten it up. Like that. See how that works? Okay, and let's do one more, just so you can see me do that in my hand again. So kind of tight, crossing over that, crossing over that, and then crossing in through the loop. Just like that. So you can keep going as far as you want. We're going to stop there, and let me get a piece of twine to whip with, and I'll be right back. So what we're going to do is gather these end pieces together, just like that. We're going to take a piece of cord. You're going to make a loop. Okay, you're going to place that loop on those pieces of cord that we just gathered up, and you're going to go around. Okay, and you're going to cross over, and you're going to give it, I don't know, 5 wraps. Just line them up, wrapping towards the loop that you formed. Okay, see what I'm doing there? Okay, and when you get to the 5th or 6th one, you take the piece that you're winding with, you're going to put it through that cord. And then you're going to take the little short end that you left hang out at the other end, and you're going to pull on that, and you're going to pull this piece up into the center of your whipping that you just did. And I pulled it too far, so I've got to pull it back a little bit, so it's in the middle of that, like that. So there's your whip. And you know what we like to do in the class is make them, we cut these off. Okay, cut your little loop, your tightening pieces up, clip those off, and then we unravel them so that it looks kind of fancy like that. So there you go. So there you go. That's a little Fender fob. And we do a class here at Beagle Bay Knotworks. And just keep track of our Facebook page. We'll usually post those on there on when we're going to do one. Thanks, guys.